Well, thank you for joining me once again here in the Shed of Knowledge. I am John the Storyteller, and I am your host for this little YouTube video series called Something Interesting. If you've followed us thus far, and we have an intimate group of people who have, thank you very much for people who watch and subscribe and all that stuff. Um, uh, I thank you for coming back. I am not the type of, I've been thinking about this a little bit. I'm not the type of person on YouTube that throws out a lot of content. Sometimes it's a long time between episodes that I come up with stuff, and I think part of the reason for that is that I have decided to focus on quality rather than quantity. So I'm just not one of those YouTubers that has a million subscribers that has to come out with something every week, and it would just be me here kind of rambling on. No, I want to have something focused, and I want to have something reasonable and reasonably interesting, I should say, to share with you. And I breach a lot of topics here. We talk about national things, historical people, geographic oddities, just anything that strikes me or that I read about or that I find out about that is not generally within the realm of common knowledge, that is weird and interesting. And of course the world is full of weird and interesting things like that. And I started this segment because I was downtown with a friend, and I was rambling on about our town. And they said, "Hey," I apologized, and I was like, "Oh, I'm rambling on." And they said, "Hey, no, just keep talking." And so, ever since then, I guess I have kept talking about all sorts of different things. And one of the things I like to do is to have a topic or something that you just the idea is for us to sit here to be together in the shed of knowledge, and to have a little wow factor, like, wow, I had no idea that was the case. I had no idea about that, about Thomas Jefferson, or I had no idea about ships, that this, that, and the other. I do a lot of ships in World War II, and I know that I'm trying to pull that back a little bit. And so I thought, well, what could I do that would be something interesting that definitely people wouldn't know about? So I decided, no, throw out the history books for now, and talk about something that is that you wouldn't know, because it's just something that is something that happened to me, or something that's happened to people that I know. And so this is going to be a short one, because this is a little story that is passed down from my father to me, and it has to do with my grandfather. And I guess you could call this a cautionary tale, and I don't know, maybe somebody else has had some sort of similar experience. But this is something that happened to my grandfather years ago, and again, the details are hazy. I don't know what road, I don't know what year, but my grandfather was driving down a rural street, and there was a box in the middle of the street, and he was gonna just run over the box because that would be fun. It was like, I don't know, he said he was going to run over the box. And so he started heading for it, and he's kind of like lining up the wheel on the driver's side so he could hit it and hit it in the middle and run over it. And just for giggles. And at the last minute, he said, maybe not. There might be something in it that'll pop the tire or something like that. And so at the last minute, he kind of swerved around it and kept on going. He happened to look in his rear view mirror at the box, and at that point the box popped up and a little kid crawled out from under it. The kid was hiding in the box in the middle of the street. And it affected my grandfather so bad, he had to pull over and stop and collect himself because he was that far from squishing a child. So, cautionary tale. Don't let your kids play in the street in a box. But that is a true story and something that I'm sure you didn't know because that's an old family thing that my father told me years ago. I was just kind of thinking up stuff that was interesting that has stuck with me all these years. So all these years later, I will not hit a box or anything that's in the street, ever. Well, I hope that was something interesting. And hey, we kept it down to 6 minutes, right? So, all right.